Alright, we are back again, and now we continue with our new, or let's say second live class to finish the alphabet. In the previous class, I hope people will join us soon in the chat. So if you have a question, you can click at be part of the chat and you can join us. In the previous video, we spoke about, generally speaking, about connecting the letters. So I advise everybody to watch the video before it. So we will name this class class number 2 for live class, and that one we will name it class number 1. So later, this is how you find them. I will make a playlist for all the class which is live. So you go in order. Now, in the previous class, we spoke about how we can connect the letters together, how they look like when they are in the beginning, how they look like in the middle, how they look like at the end. Now, we continue today or now, and we will see the rest of the letters which we did not take yet. We took sa, we arrived to sa and sha, and sa and da, and now we will continue with ta and ra, and ra. So let us look at those letters. I'm going to type them for you in Arabic. This is the letter ta by itself, ta. And this is the letter ta when it is in the middle. Simply, I will type the letter ta 3 times. I was going to show you the letter when it is in the beginning, where it is at the end, and in the middle. And now I will type the letter dha. The difference between the letter dha and ta is nothing except a dot. So dha have a dot as you see here. Dha, dha, dha. Dha in the middle, dha in the beginning, dha at the end. Remember always that in Arabic, we write and read from right to left. From right to left, not from left to right. Not like in English, all right? So always remember that, which means the first letter is this letter. The second letter is this letter. The third is this one. All right? Not like in English. So just take a note of that. So letter ta and ba, they look exactly the same, and there is no difference between them except the dot, as you see here with me. There is a dot for the letter dha. It's a dot, little tiny thing. Otherwise, both of them, they are written exactly the same, except the dot. All right? As we say again, we repeat that those letters in Arabic, we always write from right to the left, not from left to right, which means the first letter in Arabic when you're writing is this one. The second letter is this one. The third letter is this one. So in Arabic, letters, they come in wrong order to the one who is used to speak English or French or Latin. So in French, you start from left to right. In Arabic, no. We start from right to left. As simple as that. And that will affect everything you do. Like, there's things you need to remember about the Arabic. When you speak Arabic, you forget about English. You forget about French, the way the words are, the way you line up the word. As an example, even though we are still in the alphabet, but just to remind you of something. In Arabic, we don't say, in English, you say beautiful house, correct? In Arabic, we don't say beautiful house, we say house beautiful. Which means we write the name before the description. In English, you write the description before the name. So if I write right now, beautiful house in Arabic, I have to write the word Bayt first, which means house, Bayt, and then let's say Jamil. Jamil means beautiful. Baytun Jamil. So this is the word house. It comes first. The word Jamil comes second. In English, you do the opposite. In English, you say, actually, if you read in English, if I'm writing now, if I'm reading in the way I read in English, I'll read it correctly too. In English, you say Jamil Bayt, which means beautiful house. In Arabic, it's the opposite. You write the thing you want to describe first, and the description come after, not before. All right? So I hope this is clear for you and you have no confusion about it. So later when we make a sentence, we will not write the same as we write in English. We have to write in Arabic, and Arabic is different, as we say. You write first the subject, and then you write second the description. Now we go back to the letters, which is we are going to continue with. Let me repeat again for those who just joined the class. We are going to continue with letter Ta and Va and Ha and Gha. This is our letter Ta in the beginning. You see, always I move my mouse to the right side of the page, because in Arabic I write from the right of the page. So Ta. Now Ta, I will write the Ta again. I will type again Ta. Look how it's going to look like. This is in the middle, and now it's in the end. So you notice that the letter Ta is a unique letter somehow, because it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change when it is in the beginning. It does not change when it's in the middle, and when it's at the end. Why? Because simply it does not have any tail to cut. This is how it is in the original. All right? There's no tail. Remember we said if there's a tail, we cut it off. You can watch the previous video if you did not watch it. Same for letter Dha. Dha is look the same as Ta. The difference is that Ta and Dha, there's the difference between them, there's a dot. This is Dha. 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 There's no difference between them except the dot. So now, if I want to write a word, I have the letter Ta and Dha. So let me write something for you. I will write the word Tayr. Tayr. Tayr means bird. Let me write it again. Some of you said that the bird is not big enough. Tayr. You see letter Ta. 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 We do not need to make it the tail so long like this and move it, because the board is not helping me. You know that I have to move the pen to the end of the tablet, because the tablet is not taking the whole thing. So if I want to write like comfortably, I have to write at the top. Let's do this. I will write here. That will be better. طيب. So letter Ta simply is like that, and there's an alif in the top. But this is not an alif, by the way. This is how the letter is. Don't think it's an alif, but it looks like an alif. So this is how you draw it, and you, as if you are drawing alif at the top. But this is not alif, this is Ta. So Ta in the beginning, and Ta in the middle, and Ta at the end does not change. The difference between Ta and Dha is just a dot. So I can write now ta, and this is ta. I want to make a dha, I add a dot here. And that's it. This is the dha. All right? So how I pronounce the ta, you don't say da, it is ta. So be careful. It is not really da. It is ta, ta, ta. As if you have a balloon and it's like explode. Ta, ta. All right? So you have to practice it to make the sound come. Those letters are not easy for you because you don't have them in your language. The. The letter the simply is as if you are, let us say, you put your tongue at the close to the edge of your mouth, and then you vibrate your tongue as if you are hearing a fly wings next to your ears. The, the. You see, you have to vibrate your tongue fast. The, very fast. It's like the wing of a fly. The. All right. So ta and the. Let me write for you something with the. I say ظهر. ظهر. ظهر من نون. ظهر. This is letter ha here. All right. So later we will take letter ha and we will see how we can write it in many ways, but at the same time it's the same. Like as you see, letter ha here, how it's up here. But look how I'm writing it here. All right. There's many ways to write letter ha, but just soon we will go there and we will show you. So this is how it's written. The will not change if it's in the beginning, if it's in the middle, if it is at the end. But however, all the rules we teach you about letters goes for the and ta the same. Like we told you in the class before, if the letter have a tail going down, we cut it off if we are connecting the letter. Those tail, we take them off. If we are connecting the letter. If the letter is at the end, the letter go back to original. So all the letters are the same. In the case of ta and the, there is no tail to cut off anyway. So it is stay as it is the same. This is why the in the beginning and at the middle, it's the same. There's no different. Same as at the end. So ta, the. Let us make ta, the. This is ta, the. All right. Let me clean this board. Make it more clear. So if I type ta and the, look how it looks like. I repeat the letter again, ta. And I repeat the letter the. So let us repeat the letter ta again. So ta, the, ta. The. Ta. So you see nothing changed. It's just you're aligning the letters up. There's no change between them. And as I said, the only difference between ta and the as writing is the dot. Letter the have a dot. Letter ta does not have a dot. All right? You guys have told me that I have to make the screen big, and by making the screen big, my tablet is not taking the whole screen, so I have to put my pen at the edge, and this is why it's making me not comfortable to write. But we have to live with it. So anyway, this is how ta and da. Anyone have a question? Please click at the conversation to be part of the question. I see no question until now. I don't see anyone is asking any question until now. If you have a question, please don't forget to click at the question and answer and show me your questions. Oh, I see them now. All right. Any question? I see no question. All right. So we continue. No, there's no questions for ta and ra. We continue with the rest. Let us take A and Gha. A, this is A by itself. This is A in the middle, in the beginning, sorry. And this is A at the end. So let us see how A is written. Look with me. The same rule. Remember we said any letter have a tail. When we connect it, we take it off. This is letter A. This tail is gone in the beginning. And this is letter A in the middle. Now you might say here, why letter A in the middle look like a circle? I wanna here confirm something with you. When you write letter A in the middle, always, like you make this thing here, make it close. Don't leave any space empty. Like in the writing here, if you notice, it shows there's a white spot inside. Well, this is because it's a print. The print is always clear, there's no confusion. When you write with your pen, this empty space here, fill it up. Because that will kill any confusion about what letter you are trying to say here. So fill it up with the black, all right? So when I'm writing here, this is A in the beginning, and this is A in the middle. I will fill it up, and I continue. Let us say I want to say Mu'ib, M, and then A, and then Ya, and then Ba. A here, to make it sure that this is A, I close it. This way, anyone will see it, will know for sure that this is A. Remember that. All right? So fill up the empty space. Don't leave it empty. The reason why, because there's some letters, they are close to it when you write it. As an example, they might think that you are writing F, letter F, but you miss the dot. So, like this letter here, Mufid. When you are writing with your pen, it's close. The different people, they will see that here there's a space. Let me make it bigger. But when you fill it up inside, that will make it for sure that this is a A. All right? A. Same for the last letter at the end. When you are making it this way, it's better if you fill it up. So A. All right? So I say A. Very simple. All right? Now, what is the difference between letter A and Ra? Nothing except the dot. This is why dot in Arabic is very important. If you miss it, you might change the whole meaning of the word. Just take a note of that. So you don't forget a dot. As an example, if I write the word Arab, you know what Arab means, right? Arab. This is the word Arab. Now, if I add Arab, mean Arab. Arab, this word mean Arab. If I add a dot in the top of this word, that will make it Gharb, which means west. You see how the meaning changed totally? From the word Arab to the word west. You get the point? So a dot can change the word totally to something totally else, like it has nothing to do with the original word or what you are trying to say. So if there is a dot, you have to add it, otherwise you are making a very bad mistake. Let us see if we write the word Maghrib. You know, Maghrib. You see the same as A, but I will add a dot in the top, and this is letter Ba. Maghrib, all of you heard of the word Morocco. Morocco in English, in Arabic we call it Al-Maghrib, which means we add Al at the beginning here. So Al, write it in the top so I can be comfortable with writing. You see how I made the Gha, letter Gha, filled, and a dot. Al-Maghrib means Morocco. But the word Maghrib by itself means west. However, the word Maghrib is coming from where? From the word where Ghurub, which means the sunset. Later I will teach you how you can generate it from original word, many words. Alright? Now we continue. So we took A and we took Gha. Any question about them? If there's any question about those two letters, we took. Remember, when we connect the letters, if the letter have a tail, we cut it off. It doesn't matter what the letter is. If the letter does not have a tail, going down, like here, this case, Ra or Ta, we don't do anything. We keep it the same. All right, or Da. However, those letters which always does not accept connect from the left, they don't change in the left. Except this one, later we will show you how it works, Alif. Sometimes Alif or letter A come differently. As an example, like a video before, one of you asked me about the word Musa. So he thought that this is Ya because it looked like Ya. Look at this. This is Ya. But in fact, there is no two dots here. This is Musa. This is, we call it Alif Maqsura, which means short Alif. Now, there is a rules. Later, we will give you why the name is written this way. One of the rules is if there is a name which is a form name, always if the name have A at the end, we will write the A as you see it, as if it is Ya, but there is no two dots. This is Ya with two dots. This is Alif, but there's no dots. So if the name is a foreign name, and Musa is a foreign name in Arabic, this is a Hebrew name. So Musa, because it's a foreign name, at the end it's written as with Alif Maqsura, which is a short Alif. So you see how the Alif changed? The Alif is like this. Suddenly became like this. But those are rare cases. Later we will show you the rules for them so you can, and the best way is just to memorize it. This is how you write Musa. You know, you will not be a genius in Arabic now. So for now, just try to memorize words, how it's written. However, I'm going to help you with the rules, like just to make you understand, like why is that Alif or this is Ya, or this is Alif. As long as you don't see two dots underneath here, if you see the dots, that will make it Ya for sure. If you see any Arabic word end with something resemble Ya, but there's no dots, two dots underneath, this is Alif, but this is a short Alif. All right? Any question? So letter A is one of like a unique way because sometimes the letter will appear to you in different look. However, this is too early for it. Any question about what we say? For those who they are not able to join the conversation to pose their question, if people who they are in the conversation can copy the question of them and post it for me here, that will be good. So we can help them to answer their questions. Ta marbuta is ta. It is not ya. It's not alif. But ta is different thing. Here we go. This is the ta. We spoke about ta in the previous class, right? Okay. Let me clean the screen. You see, we are going to go. If you go and watch the previous video, in the beginning, when we spoke about the alphabet, I think the first video we spoke about the ta. I advise you to watch it. However, let me repeat. This is ta by itself. And now I'm going to make two ta, which will make it connected. And I will make the ta at the end. So this is the normal way for letter ta. This is normal way in letter ta, which means ta by itself is here. This letter here. And this is ta in the beginning, and ta in the middle, and ta at the end. So what is ta marbuta then? Like, why the ta marbuta is coming like that? You know, what's the point? Why it's look different? If you remember the previous video I said to you, when the word come with the sound of ta, but it is light, really light, you know? I don't want to go right now in complicated grammar issues, but just to make it simple for you. So as an example, I say madrasa. Madrasa means school. Let's make it big. Madrasa means school. But this is ta. The last letter there, you see, ta will not only appear as a circle as we drew it to you before. As an example, the case of baqara, which means cow. So look what we have right now. We have ta, which look like this at the end. And we have ta, which look like that. And we have ta, which look like this. All is ta. All of them, they are ta. So what happened? Look with me. If I say bait, ba, ya, t. You see the T is coming like clear, bait, bait. Look here in the case of baqara, baqara, as if I am saying ha, letter H, madrasa, as if I'm saying H. I'm not really pronouncing ta. You get the point? So when the sound comes like as if I'm saying ha, ha, letter ha, H, ha, huh? How are you? Ha. Then the ta usually appear as if it is like this. Now what is the difference between this one and this one? And this word and this word? Nothing. Except that this one here is connected, this one is not connected. Why is not connected? Remember, this is letter ra, which does not accept connection after it. And that is correct. This way we have to use to make a space, and then the ta will become like a circle with two dots. Here, because it's accept connection, so we make the circle with two dots, and then we make a neck for it. We make it go up like a head of a snake or something, and then we connect it to the letter sa before it. So sa, madrasa. Here the letter ra does not accept connection, so letter baqara. Ra, there's ra, does not accept connection, so we have to make it like a circle. If you write it as this, then you have to pronounce it baqarat, and that will make it wrong. Get the point? Did I answer your question, Robert? Is it clear or not yet? If it's not clear, please let me know. All right. So simply, the reason for it to be like, for sure, there's more rules to give, but this is can be given later to make it more simple for you. But for now, I don't want to go more deep in the details. So this is how it is. Very simple. When the sound resembles ha, 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 it is written this way. When the letter resembles ta, ta, it's written open this way with an edge and two dots. So in the beginning, the ta is written this way. Let us say, I will write the word Tatar. You know Tatar? Tatar is the Turkish people when they attack Constantinople. The Muslims attack the East Orthodox Empire and they conquer it. So those are the Tatar. The Tatar, ta, ta, tuta, tar, Tatar, alif, ra, Tatar. So look what the ta is coming. All right. Now, if the word is the letter ta, usually all those letters you see them look like ta marbuta is going to come at the end. All right. You will not see it in the middle. You will not see it in the front. You will see it always in the middle and at the end. Sorry. So, like let's say, what muhla. No, sorry. Let us see something can be useful for you right now to learn. Mimhat. Now, you notice with me, like when we write in Arabic, when I write the ta marbuta, most of the Arab, they make it like a sign like this. They don't really write two dots. You can do that, all right? It's like for fast writing. People, they will understand that this is ta. It's not wrong. However, the official way is to make two dots. But if I write the ta like this, it's clear. Don't make it like that. That will make it fatha. If you make it like coming in a 45 degree. So you have to make it lined up in the top of the ta straight. All right? So mimhat is the eraser. Mim, ha. You can write the ha this way. And then alif. And then ta. So there's many ways to write the ta. However, for now, I advise you, so you will not get things complicated. Just take it, memorize it the way it is, until you get stronger in the language, and then we can go to the grammars. And in the grammar, we can understand why those letters are written in this way. All right? So just try now to memorize it. All right? Because Arabic, the hard part of the Arabic is the grammar. All right? The grammar can make you really go dizzy. So I'm not going to make you dizzy. I will teach you how to learn Arabic, how to speak Arabic. At the same time, we will take from the grammar what is useful for you. What is not, I mean, if you are not going to be studying Arabic for a profession, then you do not need that deeper grammar, which is really hard. We will give you what is enough for you to make a right sentence, to say things correctly, people understand you and you understand people. All right. We continue. So now we learn about letter Ain, A, and Ra. Now we will go to the letter Fa and Ta. You see those letters look like two letters at the time, they look exactly the same. Like Sa and Sha, except the dot. Sa and Da, except the dot. Ta and Ra, except the dot. A and Ra, except the dot. Now, fa and qa is the same. Fa is the same as qa, almost. Little different. So if I write here, fa in the beginning, fa in the middle, and fa at the end. As usual, the letter at the end go back to original, remember, right? Always the letter at the end go back to original. So fa at the beginning, fa at the end, nothing really new, nothing changed. The same rule we learn for others, it goes for this letter too. So this is fa in the beginning, and this is fa in the middle, and this is fa at the end. So fa, fa, fa. One dot. Now what about if it's a qa? Qa written the same way almost, but there's two dots. Qa, two dots. At the end, qa, two dots. All right? So I want to say nafaq. Ma, fa, qa. Two dots for the qa. One dot for the fa. All right? So qa and fa, they have the same rule as the same all other letters. You know, those letters don't have a tail, so we need to cut off anything almost. Like this edge here, we not to change. Like let us say we write the word feel, feel, feel. Fa, ya, il. Feel, which contains three letters, fa, and ya, and L, which resemble letter L in English. All right, like lemonade. So feel. So what we did, we shortened the fa. The fa was long before by itself. You see how long? We cut this thing here, we make it short. Fa. And whatever letter is going to be after it, we just add it. All right? So if we write the word fatha, fatha, it's in the board. So I will write fatha. Fatha is like this. Big. I hope the screen is clear, guys. I'm trying to make it big as much as I can. Fatha. Fatha, we just learned Fatha, right? We learned Fatha and Kasra, remember? Fatha, by the way, the same word Fatha, it might make a meaning of a hole. So if I want to say to you, I went to the roof from a Fatha, I mean, I went from the roof in an opening. There's an opening like a window. This is what Fatha can come to be, all right? But this is other meaning for Fatha. The Fatha we spoke about until now is adding little thing in the top of the letter, and that will make it pronounced as if there is a after the letter. So here you notice with me, I say fa, fatha. So this is meaning the letter fa have fatha at the top. Now later we will take more verbs, which is like sukoon. Here you will notice I said fat, fat, like the ta suddenly stopped, like as if there's a break. Fat. So this is meaning there's something that's called sukoon. Sukoon is a little circle in the top of the letter. When you see the circle, it's mean you have to stop, which means in this letter there is no movement at all, nothing, zero. There's no dhamma, there's no fatha, there's no kasra, there's nothing. So you give it the sound as it is, fat. So fa have a fatha, I say fa. The ta here have a sukoon, I say fat. Then the ha have a fatha, I say fat ha. The ta here, I don't say ti, I don't say tu, I say fatha. Obviously there's a sukoon. So sukoon simply, let me type it for you in English. Sukoon we are typing Arabic still. Sukoon. We can make it longer, Sukoon, just to make it more clear, right? The Sukoon simply is this little thing you add in the top of any letter to silence the letter. You do what? You silence, which means you don't add any movement in the top. So if I want to say, I want to add, let me write something here. Sukut. Sa, letter Sa, and letter Ka by itself, and letter Ra by itself, and letter Ta. Now look what I said, Sukut. I did not say Sukuta, I did not say Sukuti, I did not say Sukutu. I said Sukut. I stopped, Sukut. So here there is a Sukoon. Are we getting the point? I'm not sure what you mean, Smith. Should I stick to dots only and not lines over letters? I don't know what you mean, seriously. If you can like restate your question, please, so I can understand you. All right. So is the Sukoon clear? Is the Sukoon clear? Anyone is confused about it? So when you see this little circle in the top, simply you are saying, I'm going to pronounce this letter without any additional movement. No fatha, no dhamma, no kasra, nothing. Are we clear? Any complaint? It looks like we are in the Middle East parliament. Nobody complained. The president will say yes, everybody agree. All right. So I'm just waiting for Smith to restate his question so I can understand him. I wish we had a voice activation here, so you can ask me by your voice, and that will make me understand better what you're trying to say. All right. So let us see, Smith. It's the same with Marbuta. What are you talking about? What is the same Marbuta? Is it Sukoon? Guys, if you try to make a full sentence, because we are talking about many things at the same time, and then I see your question, and then I wonder, what are you talking about? Are you talking about Sukoon now? Sukoon doesn't matter where you put it. When you hear the sound, and the sound does not have a movement in the top of it, that means there is a Sukoon. However, don't get confused with this now. I'm just giving you information, so later, when you see this top thing, this circle in the top of a letter, later you will not say, what is that? Otherwise, you will not read it, need it for now. All right? But you are in Google Hangout, right? We can join your call if you send us a link. I don't know how to do that. But I know that you can invite people if I have their emails. That's what I know, right? If you guys, if I have an email, I can invite a person. And then you join my cycle, and then I can, you can join the conversation with me. Anyway, let us continue, because if I can hear you, it will make things easier for me and for you to understand what you are saying, your question, and that will make me able to understand how to answer you too. So let us continue. We continue with Ka and L. La. La. Ka and La. Now look, Ka and La, they are not really the same. So don't think this is the same as the others. Ka, look at the Ka. I'll write the letter Ka by itself. Go to Arabic. Look how Ka by itself is written. And look how Ka, when it is in the middle or in the beginning, connected. All right? Okay. So Ka, the letter Ka change when we are connected. Now, some of you might say, what is that there? Like, look at this. Look with me. In the Ka, I will make it bigger, the max I can. All right. You will see here, this little thing look like Hamza, right? Look like this one. Don't be confused. This is not Hamza. This is not Hamza. The one you see here, this is not Hamza. The one inside the Ka. You want to tell me what is that? This is how the letter is written. As simple as that. This is part of the letter. This is not Hamza. So Ka, when it is by itself, is like this. All right? So don't think this is a different letter. This is not the Hamza. There's no connection between them. So don't be confused with that. This one is not this one. All right? This one is not this one. Letter Ka is written this way. As simple as that. So when it is in the beginning, we write the Ka this way. When it's in the middle, we write it this way too. When it's at the end, we make it back to original, as we told you before. So Ka, Ka, Ka. Ka. Let's say I want to ask you, how are you? In order to say how, you say Kaif. Kaif. Look how I wrote the word Ka, the letter Ka. I made it artistic, not like the same as here you see. But the same if I do it this way. This is just an artistic way to write the Ka, to make it more beautiful. Kaif. Kaif means how. How can be for anything. Like you say to me, go to this place. I say to you, Kaif, which means how I would go. Like by car, by walking, like what do you mean? Kaif. You want to ask somebody, how are you? You say, Kaifa haluk. Kaif, how are you? So kaif is to ask about the situation, the position, the like condition, all right? You want to ask somebody, how was your trip? You say to him, كيف كانت الرحلة? How was the trip? So if we type the word كيف in the board, it will look like this. Oops, typing in, sorry. See it? كيف. So let us continue. So we took Ka, and now we will take the letter L. L. L in the beginning, L at the end. There's a very well-known word, I'm sure all of you saw it many times, the Muslim they use, which is Allah. Now automatically the keyboard is adding the shadda in the top, so forget about it here. Don't worry about that thing will appear in the top. The computer programmed to do it this way automatically. But that will not affect you. Let us go here. So this is the letter A in the beginning. Let us go here. This is the letter A, Alif. Here. Oops, my writing is really trying to be comfortable with writing. Right. Even my mouse is not coming correctly. I don't know what to do. What happened? Oh. So this letter here, A, this is Alif. Oh, it's in red. We'll make sure I can make it clear. This is Alif, A. All right, this is A.